In 2014, our first annual Rancho Mirage Tour of Artists' Homes and Studios was presented right here at the beautiful Rancho Mirage City Hall. And this year, we're doing our second annual right here in the beautiful Rancho Mirage Public Library.
We welcome you to our library every day and especially today. Because this artist studio tour started last year, Rebecca Pecos has been key to this. Some really, really fine artists hidden away in this beautiful city.
Hi, welcome to my house and studio and home. And my name is Mario Pecos. I was born in Buenos Aires, Argentina. I moved to New York when I was 20 years old. When you come to the desert, you never get out, and you stay, because this is home. And we live in so many other places, but I tell you, this is home. People are nice, the weather is perfect. My sculptures, I do it outdoors because I have a half an acre, so I know the sky is the limit. So I do my sculptures in there. I used to do my sculptures in here. The only problem I have, they were so big I couldn't get it out of the house. So I learned my lesson, do it outdoors.
I was about 6 years old. My parents got me a little praying watercolor set, and I started painting the illustrations out of my elementary school, textbooks. I had a principal at the school liked my paintings, and he started hanging them in the hall. He must have bought little frames for them and everything. I paint 6 hours a day. I'm the mad painter. These are all little, up there you see all the little plein air paintings. I try to complete a big painting within a month. So, see, for instance, I've got 3 paintings going here. Here's one, here's one, here's another one, because then it sets up before I get back to it.
Hi, my name is Jean Range. I am from Albany, New York. I was very lucky to be born into a family of artists. My mom is an artist still at age 90. Art has been a part of my life my whole life. I went to Rhode Island School of Design, where I graduated in 1970 and became a graphic designer. I'm inspired and I'm influenced by good design. I'm highly trained to solve visual communications problems, but I am always inspired by any kind of good design. In the desert, it's all about the light. We're in a very special place on Earth here, and the light quality is like nowhere else on Earth. What I paint, either indoors or outdoors, and it's mostly outdoors these days, is seeing the world in 3 dimensions and putting it into 2 dimensions.
My name is Rita Stefan. I was born in Dayton, Ohio, Came to the desert when I was 7 years old. So I've been here a long time. Painting is seeing, is looking at something and then recreating it and putting your own emotion into it. The desert's very influential in the sense that one looks at anything and with the time of the day it changes. You have the beautiful colors in the mountains and the landscapes. Feel it's good to be loose and spontaneous, but I do prefer the studio. In fact, I've kind of called it Moods in Color is my style because I can paint landscapes, florals, people, portraits. I don't stay with any one particular genre, so my whole theme is color. But this was just a feeling of motion, fluidity, and color. I had an art teacher who was phenomenal, and I had him for 4 years, and we kept a daily sketchbook, and I always felt, you know, I wanted to paint. I would advise anyone to do it now. Don't wait. Don't wait till you retire.
My name is Gary Cott, and I was born in New Jersey and moved to New York City when I was 21, and my career was in New York City and in Los Angeles. Right off the bat, I was a writer, producer, in the beginning TV commercials, then TV shows. It was about 30 years ago, and I was working on TV shows, and the stress of the TV shows about the scripts, about the show, about that, I just started doing it to relieve tension. And I started as a hobby, and I've been doing it ever since because it's a great relaxer for me and it makes me smile. The light, the colors you have here, the easy spirit of the people, and it's rubbed off. And specifically on some of the art I've done, I found an old screen door in the backyard, and I said, geez, I could make something of that. We live in the land of mid-century houses, so I made a series of mid-century birdhouses. The way I feel the world today is so stressful that people come in the house, they can come over for dinner, and they're worried about their kids or money or something. And I like when they look around and they smile, and you can see by the time they leave, the stress is gone to some degree. If I can achieve that, I feel good.
My name is Jim Richie. I'm a photographer living in Rancho Mirage now. I was born in New York City, spent my childhood there, went to college at Rochester Institute of Technology, where I studied photography, and from then I got into the feature film business. And I've been doing feature films and visual effects and TV commercials pretty much ever since the mid-70s. I went to a high school that was a specialized high school in New York City, and I was given the opportunity to try a lot of different programs. One of them I tried was industrial design, and through that process I had to learn how to design a product, build a mock-up, photograph it, and that got me my first camera when I was about 15 years old. That was mine, my first actual camera. And from there, I just, instead of going to design school, I said, you know, I like this a lot more. My influences come from some of the original masters in photography. Steichen is my favorite. That's who I studied. When I went to school, I got to go through the archives at the Eastman House, which is a fabulous museum of Steichen's work. And Steichen deals, like I do, in black and white. He deals with a lot of negative space, and he deals with it as a design tool. Also, a professor that I would have lectures from very early on was Mina White, who again was world renowned at the time for his design-oriented work. Look up. You know, one of my professors once told me, go out, find what you want to shoot, set up your camera, get ready, make sure you can grab that shot, then turn around. Because there's going to be another shot right behind you that you're not going to notice because you're so focused. And I also have a passion for the Salton Sea and the desert life out there. I think it's something worth saving, worth promoting. So I've put together a series. I had a show at the Saguaro Hotel last year. I have one of my photographs is in an international show that opens June 4th. Desert influences it with the architecture's mid-century modern. I live in a mid-century modern home. I love the style, the clean lines, the negative space. It fits right in with my sensibilities. That no matter how old something is, the mid-century modern, that it can be beautiful, that you can open your eyes and look at something differently. Don't just look at the 3 palm trees that stick through the roof of City Hall. Go underneath and look up, and you see an image that is totally different. I like to have people see things differently. So I try to find that aspect. I have one image of a tree that has long been dead from a lack of water, but it's reaching up to this cloud up in the sky, and it just says hope to me.
Shannon Hogan, and I'm from Peoria, Illinois. The way nature plays with light and shadow, whether it's outside or inside or a person's face, flowers, whatever, the way nature does that. I like the light in the desert, yes, very much, and it's just mysterious. I still haven't conquered it. I've only been here 5 years. Okay. Yes, and with this one, I was working at the Desert Art Center one afternoon, and I saw these 2 people out on the lawn, and they were doing all of these gymnastics. And so I went out and I said, would you mind if I take your picture? And they said, no, not at all. And so I took a bunch of pictures. This one I just loved. I just loved the way the light fell on them, and I loved how graceful they were. And so I did that first painting over there, which is a very rough one. No, I work outside as well. But that was done outside. I'm not as interested in doing things outside, just because I have to take all my stuff with me. It depends on what my subject matter is. I've done a lot of flowers. And I always like to convey their softness and their glow, and the way they sort of welcome you. I mean, hello.
John Brie, Chicago, Illinois. There was influence. My father had a 16mm movie camera, and he was always taking still photography. He had a Nikon, the first Nikon built in Tokyo after the war. I got my start in photography at Chicago's Columbia College. I got a BA in photography there. Between junior college and getting my BA, I traveled for 2 years in Asia. I knew I wanted to do photojournalism, and I got hired by the National Geographic. I got 2 assignments. We started shooting in a 4x5. But we did fall in with Steve Wynn through Tom Fazio, Golf Design Company, who loves us. And we did a first book in Shadow Creek in the 90s, and we did the second edition in 95, and we just finished a book for the MGM Grand. That came about because we worked for Donald Trump last year. We did his golf course, his brand new golf course in Scotland, which is his most favorite thing of all his portfolio.